Nowhere else on earth are the natural and the spiritual worlds so intertwined as in India. This is the place where fire, air, trees, mountains, and rivers are revealed as gods. India is denoted as the land of rivers. They bring life to the people. But now, this is how the rivers look like. Such kind of activities is polluting the river, disturbing the natural flow and biodiversity, thereby bringing a negative impact to the city. This created the necessity of river action plans in India. For this, the water quality data was generated through National Water Monitoring Program since 1980s, which determines the deterioration in water quality. Thus, polluted river stretches and sources of pollution were identified by Central Pollution Control Board and the State Pollution Control Boards. National River Conservation Directorate under Ministry of Environment and Forests were responsible for implementing river action plans. Currently, 34 rivers are covered under this program. India has many sacred rivers, but it's the Ganga that lies at the very heart of the subcontinent. For centuries, River Ganga has been the focus of devotion for Indians, refining and purifying all that come in contact with its waters. She is the water goddess who blesses the many phases of northern India in 1,000 different ways. Ganga River Basin is the largest in India and covers the area of 8,61,404 square kilometers, draining about one-fourth area of the country. But now, the Ganga evokes much environmental concerns rather than religious favor because many factors contribute to its pollution. Thus, Ganga Action Plan was taken into light in 1985. Ganga Action Plan was launched by the Government of India with an objective to prevent pollution in the river due to direct discharge of domestic sewage, industrial waste, and also because of non-point sources. The schemes were fully financed by the Government of India. The important works done under GAP are interception and diversion works to capture the raw sewage flowing into the river, setting up sewage treatment plants, construction of low-cost sanitation, electric crematoriums, riverfront development works such as improvement of bathing ghats, and programs for public awareness and participation. Ganga is about 2,525 km long, out of which 1,450 km is in Uttar Pradesh, which is the major portion of the river flow. Here, the Ganga Action Plan projects were taken up in 6 towns, namely Haridwar Rishikesh, now a part of Uttaranchal, Farrukhabad Fatehgarh stretch, Kanpur, Allahabad, Mirzapur, and Varanasi. Allahabad results shows the highest pollution among these cities of Uttar Pradesh, followed by Varanasi and Kanpur. During our field visit, Kumbh Mela was going on in Allahabad. Thus, for our lab, 2 case studies were picked upon of different aspects, Kanpur and Varanasi. Kanpur, a major industrial area also known for tanning industries. Varanasi, tourism hub and of great religious significance, and thus we quoted our lab aim and objectives. Our aim is to understand the interdependency between river Ganga and the urban environment. The objectives are: first, to understand the city profile in relation to Ganga in 3 thematic areas, namely socio-cultural, economic, and physical, that covers the infrastructure aspects. This understanding leads to the prioritization of issues, which is the second objective. To achieve our aim, we formulated a framework that talks about the interrelation between city and river Ganga, what river gives to the city, and in turn, what city gives to the river. To study this interrelation, we have worked out on 3 major areas of socio-cultural, economic, and physical aspects. What river gives to the city? In terms of socio-cultural, people have religious values attached to the river Ganga, but at the same time, they pollute the river due to their religious and non-religious activities. In terms of economic, river is the main source of water for industries, agriculture, and again on the other side, Ganga is receiving industrial wastes and effluents and agricultural runoffs. Also in terms of physical, Ganga is the main source of water for domestic and other purposes, but city is dumping its solid and liquid waste in river. Therefore, impact on health, wealth and environment, and this vicious cycle is going on and on. Hence, the study phases for our lab were formulated. The batch of 21 students were divided into two groups, one for Kanpur and the other for Varanasi city. Before moving towards the study phases, we would like to mention about our limitations of work. The study area was limited to the municipal limits of the city, Nagar Nigam boundaries. It focused only on water-related issues causing direct and indirect pollution to the river. First, in pre-site visit, literature study was done covering general understanding of Ganga Action Plan and interrelation of Ganga with city. Further, secondary data was collected with respect to various thematic areas. Thereby, field preparation was done in terms of base maps, questionnaires, checklist and inventory. This was followed by site visit in two groups. First few days were devoted to observe the present scenario with respect to Ganga. Then, primary survey was done and also discussions were made to locals and experts. Simultaneously, primary data was collected from various organizations, institutions and NGOs in accordance with various sectors. Finally, after our visit, we interpreted the data with respect to interdependency of Ganga and city, analyzed different thematic areas for the identification and prioritization of issues. And now, we move towards the city-specific presentations of Kanpur and Varanasi.